Hello and welcome to The Hero Spouse. I'm Kenda Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have Christine. Christine has a bomb drop of April 8th, 2023, a date of marriage of 2011. She says that he is a boomerang. I would right now say clinging boomerang, and we'll see, and that he's a high energy replayer. She says, a month after bomb drop, I discovered the affair. My husband immediately begged for forgiveness and said he didn't want to leave the family. We have 4 daughters who are under 10. He'd just gotten an apartment and he moved back home and sold all the furniture he bought. And he told our daughters he wanted to stay married to mommy. He stayed home for 2 weeks. During that time, he said everything right and he spoke so honestly and open with me. He wanted to earn my trust. He knew that it would take time and counseling. He was vulnerable, he cried, and he explained why he'd done what he'd done. He was himself again. After the 2 weeks, he moved back out and continued with the affair. He's chosen her over me and started their divorce. I always go back to those 2 weeks and wonder what happened to the person. Why did he act that way immediately after I discovered the affair? Was he lying? Will he ever be that person again? Or will he ever be his core self, is what I think we're looking at. Yeah, all of those are possible. You have a clinging boomerang, okay? And the reason I'm saying that now, we will see if that continues, because I look at whether somebody is a clinging boomerang based through time. But that act of how he came back, he begged for forgiveness, that was a clinging boomerang tendency. If he hasn't shown that since, maybe he's not. But he has the tendency or the greater capacity possibly to be a clinging boomerang and to do that again and again. So, first thing is early MLCers, more than mid MLCers, have greater mixed messages, greater cycling, and greater confusion because the situation is new. Because they're taking a change in their relationship, in their life, and saying, well, maybe I made a mistake. It's easier to change the mistake at the beginning. It's easier to be confused when something is new and you're not fully into it. Once you're fully dove in, you're more settled in there. You've seen the what happens. You've seen some of the aftermath of the destruction you've done, and you stay away. But right now, maybe I could stop the destruction. Maybe this isn't the right person for me, that limerent object, the alienator. Maybe the alienator got jealous. You discovered an affair, and he's like, oh my God, this is real. He went into a panic. And it doesn't mean that what he felt those 2 weeks wasn't real. He said all the right things. Did he say all the right things because he's a narcissist, or in MLC has narcissistic tendencies and knew how to manipulate? Or did he say the right things because in his confusion, he was so scared, he recognized, oh my God, what the F have I done? I've hurt my wife, and this is going to take a lot. It's probably all of those. What happened to you, that is normal. But knowing that it's a midlife crisis, I want you to know, you probably didn't know that at the time. And so you thought, okay, I discovered an affair. He tried to leave, he came back, he changed his mind. This is how these things work. And now, oh, he's gone again. Oh, once a cheater, always a cheater. Or I guess it wasn't real. Or I guess he was faking it the whole time. Or what in the world? Now, what you experienced is normal for a clinging boomerang midlife crisis. It's normal for a high energy affair. It's normal for limerence. It's normal for the confusion that is in midlife crisis. They don't all say all the right things, but they may say some of those things that you were hoping to hear, and then you might not hear them again for several years. It doesn't happen to all of those pieces, but what you're experiencing is the fear and the panic that he had of, oh my God, I am blowing up my life. And because he had that fear and panic, he needs you. He wants you. He doesn't really want what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. He is lost. He's confused. All of those talking points that we use when we talk about MLC. Will he ever be that person again? We'll see. But if midlife crisis lasts 3 to upwards of 7 years, you've got a long haul for you. And so your job during this is to understand it only to the level that then you don't get panic and anxiety stuck in the analysis paralysis of it. And you understand there's a balance. You understand it enough that, okay, I'm dealing with MLC. That's the answer. What's happening? Why? MLC is the answer. But if you try and now analyze it too much, then you get stuck back in it again. I want you to understand it enough that you can say, okay, now I can look in this direction at my healing and taking care of my daughters. You are going to become an attractive force for yourself, for your life. You're going to become your best self. And you're going to work on yourself. You're going to work on your detachment. You do those things. That is how you heal your marriage, even when it feels like, to you and to him, it feels like you're pulling away. Because detachment means you are disentangling. You are no longer going to be enmeshed emotionally. Because enmeshment isn't healthy. It is not a healthy way of attaching. And you may very well be enmeshed and entangled, and there may be some codependence. And he's going to see you becoming more independent and interdependent, but not needing him. Wanting and needing aren't the same thing. And he may become scared, and he may then send you the mixed message. Reel you back in, try to get you hooked. And then you get scared. There's going to be pursuit and dance. So some of the key things I'm talking about, pursuit and distance, look those up. I want you to understand codependence. I want you to understand attachment and detachment. Because these are the things that are going to help you. And then I want you focusing on you and your girls, on the healing. And understand what he's going through. It's not easy. He's not a jerk or a jackass. And he may be a narcissist during his midlife crisis. That doesn't mean he has narcissistic personality, but it's kind of like they do just for this isolated crisis, which is a long time, but it's not a lifetime. They come through it. Will he come through it to you? I can't tell you that. Will he come through it and want to come to you, and will you say no? I can't tell you that either. I can tell you that I want you to believe in him. I want you to believe in that core person that you know, and that was a good person that you married. And I want you to have empathy for that. I want you to have enough empathy and enough personal empowerment that you can still set boundaries. Say, I love you, but that's not appropriate. I love you, but no, the children are not going to go with you today because you're meeting with her. I love you, but, and that comma but doesn't say, I love you, comma but means ignore what I just said. No, it doesn't. Sometimes, we use it that way. But we can have those two things and hold them both. He's going to be scared. And I want you to work through and understand enough to mitigate the fear that is in you about it. Because going through this is scary. You think that you're moving away from him. But really what you are embracing is embracing yourself so that you have greater strength within yourself. And then, let's say he comes through and he wants to have a relationship with you that is a marriage. You're going to be a stable and strong enough force to help him get to a place where the two of you can then both be strong together and walk that path toward reconciliation. But if you're weak, if you're broken, it's not going to work. You don't complete each other, you complement each other. And two partial people, two unwhole, unstable people don't make a good whole. You have to have two wholes to make a relationship. Okay? I hope this is helpful. And I will see everybody in the next question.